Chapter 16. A New World. Opening his eyes to the sound of someone moving pots over a fire and the smell of broth, Kai's eyes met two smaller ones staring back at him with curiosity. "Mom, he's up!" a boy with blonde hair and a tone of deep enthusiasm screamed. "Go bring your father," Kai heard a soft-spoken woman's voice exclaim in an urgent whisper. "Father! Father!" The sound of a boy's voice could be heard fading out of the room. Kai attempted to move his hands, but quickly found they moved very little. Looking down, he discovered they had been tied together, along with his feet. He was in a steel cage, lying on his right shoulder, while the pain of his left shoulder injury began to pulse yet again with any and every slight movement he made. Kai grimaced. "Where am I?" he thought. "Where is Fafod? Is this Valhalla?" Looking up and seeing a red tunic displayed on the hut wall caused memories of the night prior to return. The tunics he had seen dragging Fafod's body, they were red. They were trousts. Kai's heart leaped in his chest as he felt a sudden, overwhelming sense of fear and terror. Tap, tap, tap. Bigger and louder footsteps could now be heard, returning with the smaller ones that had summoned them following closely behind. A man in a red tunic, with a long sword strapped to his side and a leather belt with multiple knife sheaths, slowly made his way in Kai's direction. Getting on one knee, he bent over and stared in Kai's face. The man had blue eyes and black hair that was parted to one side with a bald spot in the back. His beard dragged down to his chest, with white and black colors poking out. While he paused to consider what to say, the child behind him gripped his tunic and stood silent. "My name is Ragnarbjörg. Do you know where you are?" the man asked in a monotone and serious manner. Kai did not reply. He had been lectured from early in his childhood about the demon that was any and all trousts. Their very name, he had been taught, was used as a deceptive tactic to lower the guard of enemies, only to advantage them in some surprise attack they would inevitably enact later. "Come now," the man continued. "I know you are a Langer. The 300-year separation of our tribes has not sufficed to make our dialects indistinguishable from one another. Speak." Kai remained silent. There was nothing that this man could say or do that would get him to speak. "Very well," the Troust father said. "You can choose to remain silent and starve, or you can speak, and we will feed you well. The choice is yours." But just before the man turned away, Kai saw a necklace hanging from the child's neck with a tree emblem, and immediately his expression flashed rage. It was the Yggdrasil necklace Tora had given him. Observing in Kai this change of expression, the man turned to his side and looked at his son's chest. "Ah, this. Is this what you want?" he asked inquiringly, lifting the emblem around his child's neck with 2 fingers. "The tree that Odin died on. It is a story our tribes share," he said. Then, as if coming up with some bright idea, he asked with the most non-threatening and careless demeanor he could, containing in it an almost endearing and fatherly expression. "What do you know about Odin's sacrifice?" Still, Kai remained silent. "There is nothing this Troust trash can tell me, can say to me, can reason with me to get me to speak to him. He is part of a clan of weaklings who have absolutely no sense of what it means to be Viking. What path has he ever taken to get to where he is today? There is more power in a single 17-year-old Langer Viking than there is in 30 Troust men," Kai thought to himself, and, as a natural result of this inner dialogue, he almost reflexively displayed an utter distaste and disdain on his face for the man in front of him. Noticing Kai's resentment and feeling he had exhausted all options, Ragnarbjörg turned and placing his palm on the back of his child's head, guided him out of the room, leaving Kai to himself. Kai was tied up, he was in pain, and he was hungrier and angrier than ever before. But he still had one thing, his languor pride. But for how much longer, Kai couldn't say. Because as much as he desperately clung to it, shadows of the path were beckoning the deepest recesses of his heart, mind, and soul into another direction.